Hi there, it's Nursing Geek. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Greenhouse, the Cena Rose Patreon server. And we're at my bookshop, which has been switched over from purple to blackstone bricks, largely, with the occasional bit of crying obsidian thrown in to just keep things interesting. I spent a good deal of time at the pig farm, to get some gold to then trade with the piglins for blackstone. I thought they were going to also trade me gilded, but they don't do that. But they do trade crying obsidian. In a couple of spots, I switched out the purple for prismarine as well, because I felt like it needed to break up things a little bit, and particularly in that tower there's already cobbles, so I felt like prismarine tied that together with the roof rather nicely. Also, I'm voicing this after the fact because apparently I managed to record this with no vocals. Go figure. So that's one of the projects I've been doing anyway. And I'm pretty happy with it. Not 100%, but definitely much happier than I was when it was purple. So, yeah. And I feel like this color scheme ties it in a bit better with the surrounding buildings as well. Yeah. Okay. So there are a number of other things I've been doing as well. I definitely did not cover everything in the last video. One of those things was over here. I still need to figure out what I'm replacing this initial little shack with, because it needs to go. It's becoming an outright eyesore. It's always been not particularly interesting. Now it's outright annoying. But, oh yeah, first I want to show something inside here, because we have a couple of additions. I already talked about all these things. I think we talked about the TARDIS stuff. But then this, yes, after the TARDIS bit, I got very excited and about doing something fanish and commissioned to make a supernatural map, which I still cannot get over how amazing this is. The amount of detail squeezed into that little map. Just thank you, Blue Owl. It's gorgeous. I love it. I need to make a million copies and plaster them all over my base. Basically. Except that too much of that might kind of disrupt that theme, but it's perfect in here in my Hall of Memories for starters, and I'm going to find another place or two to put it as well. All right, and we have some memory items from the grand opening of the Church of the Greenhouse by Aspyveer. And I had recorded when I went to do that, and it was supposed to be part of last week's video, but I failed to actually do that, like splice it in where I was supposed to. So this seems like a good place to cut out and cut back. We interrupt whatever I was just doing because right now is the grand opening of the Church of the Greenhouse at Aspyveer's base. So we're going to go check that out. I'm guessing we go all this way? That must just be to some other tunnel. This is really cool. Church of the Greenhouse. Close that. Church of the Greenhouse, this way. Wow, this is huge. I love the clock. Take 1 bottle of wine, which is instant health, and 1 bread. Are these confessionals over here? Nope. Water closet and maintenance. Donations. I know it says on the wall, but I'm not sure. Okay, like right here. Okie doke. Cool. And I think the most important prayer is that everybody on the greenhouse be healthy and happy. Ooh. Very nice with the pews. Wow. That's not one of the usual paintings. Well, this is just one I've never seen. Yeah, okay. And then, okay. Cool. And then over here for the choir. A lot of bricks and a lot of work here. I actually don't know what to make of that ceiling. Is it, I think it might be red nether brick stairs. It definitely creates a really cool textured effect. Very nicely appointed water closet. Oh, is that a banner? Oh, that's really cool. Excellent advice. Do not drink the wine and drive. Right. So there's my bread and wine from the grand opening. And I thought I would have more things up here by now because I was hoping there would be more events. However, they've been releasing the snapshots for 1.17, and I think people are playing a lot of that, and trying to plan what they want to do once the full version of 1.17 is released. Unfortunately, um, I'm having the opposite reaction, which is I want to hurry up and get things done here because since they changed the world dimensions for 1.17, it is not entirely clear whether a server can, for example, update and just expand the boundaries to get the new terrain generation, or if it's going to have to be a whole new world because of the new um, height and depth. Anyway, so yes, I've been working on finishing things here, and I ran across this tutorial from Blue Nerd for an outdoor little mushroom enchanting room. And I thought it was so adorable. I don't know why I would specifically have one that's outdoors, but here it is. I will find a way to fit that into the lore. This was fun to build. Per usual, I will find the tutorial and link it, or try to. Please yell at me in the comments if I have not linked it, and I will fix that. But yeah, so if I'm out in the middle of nowhere and need to enchant some stuff, there's this. I should probably put a gate out here so that stuff can't come get me if night falls while I'm doing it, which was not part of the original design, but I think that might be best for safety's sake. Anyway, so yes. Little outdoor enchanting house, and of course the most logical place to put it seemed to be behind the larger mushroom thingy, the Hall of Memories. I've been planting some trees too because I want it to be kind of hidden, like this hidden, mysterious room in the middle of nowhere. Um, yeah. So there was that. And then let's head down to southwest corner of the base. Which, can I just say, I have such a hard time wrapping my brain around the base dimensions, which is silly, but it's because of the water. Like, there was no way to just build like a circular boundary. So I end up doing things like pulling out the equation of a circle and using the coordinates of that center point, that shack, and wherever I'm thinking of building something, and make sure that where I am is less than or equal to 300 blocks from there. And these little huts over here are, in fact, that. They fit. Different person I got this tutorial from. Again, somebody I had not previously followed, just stumbled across and was like, "Ooh, this is cool," and gave it a shot. So now that it's becoming night, I'm going to come in here and go directly to sleep. And I don't like that you can't see the face of this witch. Thank you, DSA, for the witch head. But yeah, but the positioning needs to be worked on. And hey, I'm starting to get the hang of this whole armor stand thing, so let's play with that. This is the bedroom, not too much to it. Place to store stuff, place to read, extra book on the wall, and ender chest, because every place needs an ender chest. I'm actually going to have to build some more ender chests. Fortunately, those are pretty easy to do. Okay, yeah, so yeah, even standing up here, I could not see her face. So, time to play around a little. And figuring out once again which commands are where. I'm still not that fluent in this. Move the whole armor stand is there, the minecart. And that was easy enough. But now you have to walk through her to get to the stairs, or ladder. And so let's try rotating her a bit. Okay, now you can at least kind of see her face. But you still got to walk through her to get to the ladder. So that was all gross movements. Still just trying to move that way. No, 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 that's worse. Okay. Let's get some fine movements going. You know, I don't want to move body parts. I do want to move her along an axis, and I'm not entirely clear which one. That would be the x-axis. That would be the z-axis. Now let's get into fine adjustment mode. Move her back a bit. Rotate her a little more this way so you can actually see her face when you come in the door. Move her a little closer to the brewing area. Come on, move over. And now you can walk by her without walking through her. Yay! So yeah, I really like this design a lot. I particularly like this thing with the trapdoors over here. First of all, I really like the seats because I never think to do this with signs and slabs, and it really is a neat effect. But this trapdoor thing that creates the table, you notice it goes up to cover the window, but it also goes down if you need an emergency escape. So I'm keeping that in any version of this thing that I create. Not entirely sure about connecting these. I'm thinking probably some sort of walkway using campfires, extinguished campfires. But yeah, not there yet. And yeah, I'm realizing that just because there's water under these blocks does not mean those dirt blocks will get hydrated. So this is not a working farm. This is strictly decoration. Yeah, I mean, stuff will grow eventually, but very eventually. If I wanted it to actually be a working farm, I'd need to take one of the blocks out and replace it with water, with a water source. But they look pretty, and this is my idea of how the people who live here farm. This was useful while I was building, but doesn't really need to still be here. Apparently there's a cave underneath also that I'm going to have to go light up. Yay. We have a dolphin swimming through grass. Okay. Whatever, dude. Oh, okay, there is water there. But you can also have your lily pads back. All right. So I decided to do this one with warped since I had done the other with, yeah. I'm not crazy about how narrow this platform is. I did not get the dimensions quite right. Because you shouldn't have to be quite this cautious walking around and keep falling in. So that's a thing I need to fix. And the inside still needs some more work, but you know, we've got our fireplace, we've got our little seating area, which I decided to do a little differently. Um, and that meant I had to use stairs for seats because the signs take a full block, um, and there wouldn't be room. But yeah, need to figure out what I'm putting over in this corner. And upstairs, just a bed so far. It will need more. I'm also really kind of fond of this approach to windows for something that's built out of brown mushroom blocks like this, because having the scaffolding in there gives it some structure and also makes it so that things can't come through. Of course, to balance this out, I'm going to need to make another, and that's going to be my project today. So I'm going to cut out for some time lapse of that and get myself set up to do some building. Probably using that tree there as a center support, unless it turns out to be too close, which, spoiler alert, it turns out to be too close. Okay, so I think we're about done here for the moment because this took way longer than expected. And still need some decorating, obviously, but I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Close enough to be, similar, but different enough that they're not just copies of each other exactly. Although certainly there was lots of running back and forth to figure out why isn't this working? Um, but yeah, so thinking about what else I want to do here. But until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.